I'm so excited to be back here on the This Calls for Confetti channel sharing our September release with you all. I have product close-ups, samples, tips, and tricks, and as always, I'll try to give you a little insight into each product. Now stick around because we are introducing a gorgeous new collection for Alice's Story that has us introducing a new to us product. Thanks for stopping by and spending time with me here today on the This Calls for Confetti channel. I'm Lisa. If you could be so kind and click that subscribe button and click that bell so you don't miss out on upcoming content, we're going to dive straight into this new release. So we're diving in with our Kooky Spooky 4x6 stamp set. Now this set includes 11 Halloween sentiments and 2 images. As soon as you see the sentiments in this set, you'll know I was inspired by our What Lies Beneath and What Lies Within die sets when creating this set. I'm going to show you a few creative ways to use this stamp set with those previously mentioned products in just a moment. First, let's take a moment to look at these fun sentiments and talk about the coordinating die set. It is important to note these products are sold separately. Each sentiment and image in the stamp set has a coordinating die. Now I want to quickly point out a few of my favorites. I am loving the Kooky and a Little Spooky. You're going to see that on quite a few of my samples in this video. I love If the Floors Are Creaking, Don't Go Peeking. That one was meant specifically for What Lies Beneath die set. I like the bone chilling. That actually will go great with our bone chilling embellishments, our polymer clay embellishments. The eyeballs and the bones in this stamp set were meant to stamp underneath the floorboards of our What Lies Beneath die set. I'm going to show you some very creative ways to use those stamps other than underneath the floorboards. So let's go ahead and have a look at some of my samples I created using this fun stamp set. Starting with Beware of Things That Go Bump in the Night sentiment, perfect sentiment to our What Lies Within die set, overlaid on the What Lies Beneath die set. My second sample shows you how you can use a navy background instead of brown for the floorboards, and it plays right into the night theme of the sentiment. There are so many fun details on this third sample, from the scattered planks to the eyeballs beneath, and of course the chatty speech bubbles stamped with my favorite sentiment. One thing I want to point out is to notice how I'm connecting previously released products to new releases. My hope is to create products that you will return to time and time again. Now, I mentioned in last month's release video we would have products releasing this month to use with the Bougie Pumpkin Stencil and Die set, and I used the stencil and die paired with the Kooky Spooky and another new product I'm going to show you in just a few moments. Notice how I used the stamped eyeballs in my arrangement. You're going to see those bats in just a few moments as well, but the spider web is from our recently released Wicked Webs. That subtle background is coming up next. Now, my last sample with the Kooky Spooky stamp and coordinating dies, this is a great card because it is truly kooky, and talk about quick and simple. And again, the spider is from our Wicked Webs die set, and that rainbow spider web is bringing us straight into our next product. Web 6x6 stencil. You're going to see us introducing 6x6 stencils because they are so versatile, and I've been having a blast using my favorite inks and paste with these stencils. And that brings us to the Witching You 6x8 stamp set, accompanied by the matching outline dies. This set has me so excited. Darling, she is the most fabulous thing this side of Salem. Many of the sentiments relate directly to the images. My favorite sentiment is, I'm not a witch, I'm your wife. There's a good deal of banter between Aaron and I, and this is definitely a conversation we would have amongst ourselves, laughing the whole time. Now, let me give you a few details about this stamp set. It is our first 6x8 stamp set with 23 stamps included. The coordinating dies are sold separately, and that includes 23 dies, one for each of the stamps in this set. The creators who have worked with the Witching You stamp set are having a blast with her. And I'm betting you will see lots of inspiration during our September Inspiration Hop over on Instagram. So you're going to want to be sure you're subscribed to our newsletter to keep up to date on the happenings at this Cause for Confetti. Now, in the meantime, I have several samples I created just for you today. Let's have a look at them now. Now, you're going to see on the samples I'm sharing that these images are a great size and offer us the best of both worlds when it comes to coloring. You can spend as much or as little time as you like coloring the images. Either way, she's guaranteed to be fabulous. Now, I use scrap paper to cut strips and create this graphic background laid on our arched die that will be released in October. Now, it will be included in a stencil set with 2 other dies, and I know you're probably thinking, why use it now? There was a minor manufacturing issue that caused us to push the release to October, but we're not sweating the small stuff around here. And I think you're going to be pleased with the product when we release it in October. So back to the samples. As I mentioned earlier, this is my favorite sentiment, and immediately I knew I would use it with the chatty speech bubbles to create a scene. And believe it or not, my inspiration came from home improvement. Wilson, always behind the fence. What a fun Halloween card for your spouse. This is the second card I've created with the What Lies Beneath die set. I love the products that can be used in so many different ways, and I used it to create that fence behind her. Now here I did a basic technique, repeat stamping. That creates a great background with the die cut inlay. A few of the star clusters stamped around her and sentiments popped up for a bit of dimension. Now on this one, I went all out on this card, stamping the bats, the clouds, the moon, that large fabulous sentiment to create my scene, along with a new 6x6 stencil we have coming up shortly. And that brings us to our last sample featuring the Witchy New stamp set and coordinating die set. This is probably my favorite sample. I love the font I used with this stamp set. It's so good. Her and all her fabulousness on that sparkle background. You can easily change the colors in the background to whatever makes your heart happy. And can we talk about that sparkle background? Super easy because I did 2 6x6 stencils to go with this stamp set. But first, let's have a quick look at the Stars 6x6 stencil. And I have that sample laid back over here for you so you can get a better idea of what this is going to look like when you ink it up with your favorite inks. We're going to move straight into the Sparkle Abstract 6x6 stencil. You can see it here on this background. It's the pink and orange ink blended sparkles. And that's going to move us straight into our Sparkles 6x6 stencil. You see here, I used Astro Paste Slippery When Wet. I think this is a great way to demonstrate the 2 stencils layered together beautifully. So this concludes our Halloween products for 2024, and we will revisit some of these same products next year with new add-ons. Now let's move into our products for autumn, starting with our Autumn Artisan die set. This is an 8-piece die set created to help you take your bougie pumpkin stencil set from Halloween to fall by simply changing the colors on your pumpkin and adding a few of the die-cut Autumn Artisan pieces to your projects. So this first sample here, in my opinion, is a quick and simple card. You simply die cut the pieces you want to use on your project, add your favorite ink blend with your favorite blender brushes, and then stamp a sentiment on the oval die cut piece, and you're ready to move on to your next project. Or this could be an easy mass production card if that's something you enjoy. Here's a great sample of taking that bougie pumpkin from Halloween to fall with this die set. I do want to point out the embossed detail on the dies is so amazing. And I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking the Autumn Artisan set is just for autumn projects. Remember these 2 samples I shared with you earlier? Both use the Autumn Artisan die set. Now, I really love this take on the Kooky Spooky, a great demonstration of mixing our Wicked Webs, Autumn Artisan, and Kooky Spooky stamp set to create a truly unique card. For the next card, I glued the eyeballs onto the berries to meet my needs. It's so easy to think outside of the box with these products. Next, I present to you Autumn Memories, the second edition in Alice's story. This one is truly bittersweet. I am very proud of this second edition because I know Mama would have loved it. And she loved pumpkins and autumn so very much. She would have truly loved this set. There's a memory on the back of the insert that I share with my mom. This is a little peek into our life together, right? Also, some of the funds that we earn from these sets actually are donated to the SECU Hospice House in Smithfield, North Carolina, where my mom spent the last week of her life. I spoke earlier of a new to us product, and we are calling these quick color stencils. You've seen them on the market. You use these stencils to color your images. I am truly excited to bring you all this set and to share the memory on the back of the insert with you. I am so excited about this stencil set and how it turned out. It's the first time I've created a stencil set like this, and I can't wait to bring you more of them because once I started creating with this whole set, I didn't want to put it down. The ideas just kept flowing. So I do want to share some samples with you. So let's go ahead and have a look at those. So quickly, I want to walk you through the quick color stencil. You have the pumpkins, and you're going to just line the pumpkins up with the stamped image and use your blender brushes to color those areas in. Over here, we have the stems. You're going to see a tiny little circle right above the stems, right here on the stencil. That is the very top of this right stem so that you can get a lighter color in there if you want. So up here at the top is the details on the pumpkin. Adding paste to the pumpkin creates great texture. It gives it that bumpy feel like you see with gourds. Here on the left, we have our stems for our flowers on the right side of the image. Our second stencil in this set, we're going to have a look at it real quick, and you're going to see that the top part lines up with the blooms on this image. So easily lining these up and bringing in our blender brushes to add that color. You can do 2-3 different colors if you want to get a nice shading in there. And then the bottom part is for our leaves. Again, feel free to come in with 2 different colors of ink, however many you want. I even used, with the details on the little pumpkin, I have been known to grab my Jelly Roll pen and color those little areas in to add gold or rose gold color to my pumpkins. So this card here was so easy to do, and that card base is actually just the details from the stencil stenciled onto the card base with black ink. Here I created a shaker card, so easy to do. I added some nice texture and color to my card base and the back of the shaker with solar paste. Here's my favorite. I'm going to do a video tutorial on this brand new technique. I've never seen anybody create wood texture like this. And of course, I used our What Lies Beneath die set for those wood planks. And like I mentioned, later this week, you're going to catch me here on the channel sharing how to do that card. This card here, I actually colored with my Copic markers. So for those of you who love to color or love to watercolor, whatever medium you want to use, you can forego the stencils and just use your Copic markers or Olo markers or watercolors to color this image in, and it's still going to give you beautiful fall or Thanksgiving cards. Also great for friendships, grateful, thankful, blessed. All of those sentiments are included in this stamp set. A lot of sub-sentiments in that stamp set too to go with the larger sentiments. For example, incredibly blessed is one of the things that's in there. So you can mix and match those sentiments to create your own and with ease. Also, the die set sold separately. The stencils are sold separately. We have the die set has all the dies for all the sentiments and the image as well. Now, if you want to, when you get your die set, if you want to use the two dies for the image separately, you can snip those dies apart or you can leave them together and it'll always cut that center section out of the arched stamped image. So that's going to bring us to the end of our September release. I am so excited to bring you all these products. I hope you love them as much as we love them. And I can't wait to see what you create. I can't wait to share more content throughout the month with you using these products. We will be having an October release. I'm super excited for that. And I can't wait to share. We have lots of fun things happening here at This Calls for Confetti. And we just want you all to know none of this would be possible without you. And we are so humbled by this experience that this journey we're on. We are so thankful for everyone in the craft community, for those that have stepped in and said, you know, let us help you, let us raise you up. We are truly grateful for all of you. So thank you so much from us to you. Thank you. And I have all the products linked down below through one link. You're going to click that September release link, and it's going to take you to our September release collection in our store for you to shop conveniently if that's what you choose to do. Or if you just want to continue to join us to check out our inspiration here on the channel, we are happy to have you no matter how you choose to join us. If you would like to help us out here on the channel, you could share these videos with your crafty friends and give us a thumbs up, and leaving comments helps YouTube know that you like what we're doing. So if that's something you want to do for us, we truly do appreciate it. I appreciate you all so much once again. And until next time, please take care.